Greetings, it's Creative One, and in this episode we're gonna make stone. In this tutorial you're gonna need a new program that I haven't used before, and it's called FiterForge. It's you can buy it, and it has a 30-day trial, but you can also crack it. I won't show you how, but just saying it's possible. Once you loaded up FiterForge, you want to make a file and new image, and it's 64 by 64 because that's the resolution that we're working with. Press OK. And with this program, we're going to generate two textures that we're going to use to make our stone. So press stone here, wet stone, go to settings, set it to seamless tiling. And now play around with the sliders a bit until you find something that tiles good over a big area, so you won't see patterns like this, at least not as much. So I'm gonna do that right now. You can use the arrow keys to cycle through options or variations. So just zoom out a little bit and see what looks nice and doesn't have a lot of tiling problems. I quite like the look of this one. It has some stripe through it, but nothing that we can't fix. So you can play around with the lighting a little bit if you like. Move this around for some different lighting options. Use different lighting globes. I like this one. Make it look a little bit flat, so you have only the texture. Like that. So you go to here, File, Save Image As, give it a name, something like stone1.jpg. Save it, just press OK. I want to make this quality 100. Press OK. Okay, so the second texture we're gonna make is here. It's a crystal-like texture. Go to settings. Make sure that the size of pixels is 100, or well, 64 in this case, but make sure it's full, so you get the most detail in there. And let's see, let's play around with these sliders. First of all, I'm making it sort of black and whitish. So, because we're only going to use this as an overlay. Don't make it rough because it's an overlay. Check seamless tiling. And basically do the same with this one as you did with the previous one. Zoom out a little bit and see what looks the best without the tiling problems. So this one looks quite good. It has some tiling problems, but we can fix that. We know how to. So yeah, do the same with this one. Just save it. Call this stone 2. Okay. Now you can close FiterForge and open up Gimp and make a 64 by 64 texture. I'm gonna start off by giving it a where is it? Render clouds, solid noise background. That, make it seamless. Okay, make a new layer, and now you get your wait, let's refresh my desktop. There they are. You get your two textures that you made before. So let's use this one first to get the shapes in there. Put it over there. And well, no, we don't have to desaturate it yet. But the tiling problem was up here. So we're gonna do the half-half technique and put that in the middle. just like that. So this is causing the problem. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna duplicate the layer, and this time only let the top one be visible. Take your eraser, put it on 100. Sorry if you can hear my dog. And erase this, the light part. Okay, so now you can re-enable the bottom one again, so it will shine through, and we're gonna play with the slider. A little bit like that. Use this one. Yep. Merge them. So that fixed that problem. Now, as you can see, there's still a lot of very light spots on here. So you're just gonna select those. Keep holding Shift to select multiple points. And select all the white points. Or the bright points, that is. And just bring those down with the curve tool. Make them a bit less saturated. Just bring them down a bit. Like that. Now you can just desaturate the whole thing. Make it look a bit better. Because it's only an overlay. Just work out the light spots so it doesn't cause tiling problems. Okay, so once you have that, you want to make the bottom layer, colorize it to a bit of a red, orangey, something like this. Make this opacity something like this, so you can only see the shapes through it. Make a new layer. Now you get your texture that you made before. Maybe make it seamless, see how that looks. Looks good. Copy it, paste it over here, and put it as an overlay. Like that. Make another new layer. Go filter, render, clouds, plasma. Make that seamless. Colorize it to a reddish color. Put it as an overlay also. And now you can play with the colors a little bit. Maybe make the stones more or less visible. Don't make them too visible, because then it will look like cobblestone. So I quite like what we have going here. So we're gonna test it out in game now. Open your resource pack, navigate to the stone texture, which is in Assets, Minecraft, Textures, Blocks, and search for stone, which is right here. Open it in Gimp, make it 64 by 64, and get your texture that you made here, merge layers, copy it, Ctrl Z again, paste it in here, and put it in the game. So I'll see you in game. So now that we're in game, you can see that it looks pretty cool. Only thing is, it looks really dark. And if we find a flat surface somewhere, nope, the tiling is pretty good actually. I can use some tweaking, but yeah, I'm quite happy with how this looks. Oh crap, we're stuck. Let's get the gravel from here. Yeah, and I purposely moved to a cave to test this because yeah, you're gonna see most of the smooth stone in caves. To solve the tiling, I'm gonna make the chunks, like the bevels, look a little less visible. And I'm gonna up the brightness a little bit and we'll see how that looks. So, we're back in the editor. Gonna make these a little bit less visible. Like that. And we're gonna merge it all. Copy it, Ctrl Z. Paste it in here. Make it a bit brighter. Like that. Maybe tweak the coloring a little bit because it's a bit too brownish. Something like that. That looks quite cool. Okay. Override it. And look in game. So as you can see, this looks a bit better. But it looks way too smooth right now. I mean, it doesn't look like it would hurt if you fall or something. It looks fluffy and we don't want that. So we're gonna try and solve that. Okay. So let's see how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna try and make a new layer and put some noise into it. So make a new gray layer. Noise in there, RGB. Like that. Make it seamless. Put it as an overlay. Okay. Make these a bit more visible. Maybe colorize them. See how that looks. Not too saturated, just a little bit. Kind of like that maybe. Yep. Now merge them. Copy it, Ctrl Z. Put it in here again. Make it a bit lighter again because we did that in here. That. Duration. Yeah, that's good. Okay, save it and look in game. So, back in the game. This already looks a lot better. The only thing that I noticed now is these black spots are too dark and they're causing tiling problems and it looks weird. So I'm gonna try and solve that now. So I found out that it's probably this layer that's causing the problem. And we can test that by making a neutral gray background layer under everything else and lowering the opacity of the layer that I think is causing the problem. And as you can see, this is actually the layer that contains the dark spots. So what I'm gonna try and do is mimic the color that this layer has on the gray layer. So I'm gonna use the pick color tool and select that layer and click on some spots and look over here where the color selection is showed. Something like this would be good. Bucket tool, fill in that color. And now if you reduce this layer, it should keep the basic look of it. Like that. And let's see, there's still some dark spots, and those, let's see where those are coming from. Those are coming from this stone layer. Let's see. We lower this. Yep, those are in the stone layer. So we're gonna disable everything else, work on this layer only. Duplicate layer. Oh, make them normal first. And make the bottom one a bit lighter. Like that. Re-enable the top one. Opacity at 50. Click away on the dark spots. Make the brush a bit bigger. So our problems were down here somewhere. There, a little bit. Okay, now merge those. Make it an overlay again. And see how the total picture looks. Okay, so I still see a little spot right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the spot right there and just edit that like this. Still a dark spot here. That's probably caused in this layer. So what I'm gonna do is up the brightness of this layer with this slider. Pull it down again with this one. Okay. Now it's causing a few weird problems with color that I gave it before. So we'll recolorize it. Like that. I think I'm gonna recolorize this one also, make it a bit less saturated. That. And as you can see, I have no set way to make textures. I just try things and yeah. Okay, so let's see how this looks. Make it a bit brighter. And I'll see you in game. So, as you can see, that fixed most of the problems. I can still see some light spots in the corners, but I'll fix those off camera. You know how it works. I'm gonna move them to the middle and fix them, yada yada yada. I'll see you guys in the next episode. This was Creative One, and I'll see you later.